Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Ready to go.
So I'm at Cheesecakes Coffee House on Franklin Street in Belleville. This is the lovely Rashida, originally from Brooklyn, so watch out. But you were going to give us some samples, right?
So cheesecakes is a play on my name, Rashida, and cheesecakes because I've been making cheesecakes for 30 years, which means after a while you get a little bored. So I decided to do something that I don't think anybody's doing with cheesecake cups. So I still do the New York style cheesecake because I'm from Brooklyn. People know stuff like Junior's cheesecake, which is like the traditional New York style, very thick, kind of dense, but not everybody likes that, right? And so what I did with my cheesecake was I decided to bake it and then whip it.
So this is dense.
No, actually
No?
it's a little bit lighter, so it's not a slice. What you're getting is...
Oh, because you're whipping it. You're making it lighter. Oh, she whipped it into submission.
You're fresh.
I am.
So this is cheesecake.
Look at that.
It
That's
looks like
cheesecake?
frosting, right? It's cheesecake. Right? And so all of those cups that you guys see over there,
I've never seen cheesecake come out of something like that.
I hope you don't either. I might have to do something with
You might have to patent this process.
you know what I'm saying? So once I finish it, it comes into a cup like that. I give it to my customers like that or in a jar. But today, you guys just get a little taste, right? Are you fruit lovers or you just like the unadulterated taste of the cheesecake?
Unadulterated for me. You want fruit?
I love it all. So
You love it all?
You want
Okay.
the fruit?
You want the fruit?
I'll take the fruit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wait on that.
So you're gonna have the cheesecake by itself.
Just the smell alone? Oh my God. Can you? She's gonna set yours up.
I'm gonna set yours up. I'm gonna use some strawberry.
You're gonna get some fresh fruit.
Strawberry or cherry?
What's on the bottom
Strawberry.
of this here?
So normally you would have a crust.
You
for
would have
cheesecake,
right.
And so what I did was I kind of deconstructed the cheesecake. So that is the crust that you would normally have in its form as a base, but now it's crumbled. I bake the crust, crumble it, put it at the bottom, and I also do it with other flavors. So I do it with Oreo crumbs, I do it with other types of crumbs for my caramel crumbs.
You know, I like this lighter version of cheesecake better than like a slice of firm cheesecake. This is really, really, really good.
Have you ever tasted anything like that? I know.
No, this is really, oh my God.
You know what I'm gonna do? Since you want some flavor, I'm gonna give you a mixture. I'm gonna give you the caramel crumbs away.
I'm
So
doing
that you're not gonna have fruit, but you're gonna have two different textures of crumbs and a little bit of sweetness from the caramel. This way you can get a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
So you opened up 2 months ago, right?
Oh my gosh. Don't remind me. Feels like 2 years ago because all the work that went into this place.
The whole place is newly renovated.
Newly renovated.
We got, look at this. We got seats.
Yep.
Beautiful blue chairs.
Those are puzzles that oh, in the window over there. You see the window over there? You see all those games?
Yeah.
Those games to be touched. And so I grew up playing board games and talking to people.
Right.
Not just being on a tablet or being on a phone. So I wanted to bring that back. So I went to Five and Below and spent above $5, obviously, because you see all those games.
Right.
And people come out here and they play the games. They talk to each other. They get to socialize because if I'm gonna do this as a business, even though I didn't plan to do this as a business, it has to have something that incorporates what I'm trying to push out here. Community. You took the words out of my mouth. So on that sign it says Sweet Love Community. The original name of the business, this is the DBA. The Cheesecake Coffee House is the DBA, right? The business is called Cheesecake Things. That's what started in 2019. I always knew that I wanted to have coffee with my cakes because I'm a coffee lover. But Cheesecakes and Things was basically born out of the idea that I would be able to serve the community sweets and love. But you can't have that. You can't have one without the other. What's that old song? You can't have one without the other. So,
He's gonna try it now. He's gonna try it. He's gonna try it.
Earth's on display.
What's in his? So he's got the.
He's got the caramel crumb delight. And so you see those cups that's in here?
Let me see. Wait, from the top. There we go. So that's the cheesecake with the crust crumbles, right?
Yep.
The crust crumbles. And what else? What did you add that mine didn't have?
Caramel sauce and ginger snaps.
Caramel sauce and ginger snaps? What's a ginger snap?
You ever had a ginger snap cookie? It's like kind of like a little bit of spicy.
Oh yeah.
She knew. I like how you knew.
Oh.
You knew.
What?
So this is how it comes for our customers, like when they're buying.
Look, he's smiling.
He's smiling.
He's smiling. He's got the love in his tummy. But you earlier you were telling me that you're teaching youngsters how to do math because wait. No. This is important. So you got to.
I know we were gonna film that part.
No. This is part of community.
Yeah. So
Right?
yes.
You're a pillar.
I offer
You're a-
student discounts.
Right. You
Right.
offer it's a 10% student discount.
10% student discount.
As long as they
so-
got some ID. No.
No,
As long as they
usually
look.
I'm starting to know a lot of the names of the kids in the neighborhood by now. I've been here for 2 months and they come and they go.
Right.
And so I tell them, hey, whatever you want, you get 10% off
Right.
if you can tell me what the math is for that 10%.
Right.
So they may buy something small. Let's say they buy a brownie.
Right. So a $3 brownie.
$3 brownie.
And you make them tell you what the 3% discount or the 10%. Sorry,
Yep.
the 10% discount would
Yep.
be.
And if they tell me correctly, I give them that as their change. If they give me $3,
Right.
and I give them that as a change. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
And
Jerry.
these
What's 10% of $3?
30 cents.
Okay, good.
Well, but I'm old school. So
You'll be surprised how many kids come in here and they don't actually get that. They don't get that, and what I try to do is I just try to show them like really quick tips and tricks
Right,
to do
right,
stuff like
right,
that.
right.
It really wasn't like a plan, it just kind of like happened. You know, I have different
Is-
discounts for different things, but with the kids that just happened. You know, I want them to feel comfortable, to be able to know that they're here.
I gotta ask, is the local Board of Education giving you any compensation for this? Because they should.
That wasn't the plan.
Well,
That
because
was-
evidently they're not getting this in school somehow. I don't know why.
Well, math is tricky though. So
No.
sometimes it's sometimes it's.
But that's why you employ the tricks that you were just talking
So
about.
this is what I normally do. So I'm gonna show you this, even though I did not know we were gonna film this, because this is not
No, but
anything
this
to
is
do with.
this is important. See, look,
So
you're
I give them this quick
You,
tip.
see, you're a merchant. Your job here is to make money because you got overhead, right? You got bills
Yes.
to pay, right? You
Yes.
got look at it, all this, just the pain alone in here, right? So now, but you're going out of your way as a business owner to teach the youth of your neighborhood. This is amazing.
Well, I don't think about it as going out of my way. I
No,
kind of
no,
think
well,
about it as doing something that I would want someone to either do for me. Everything that I do.
Or for your children.
For my children,
if
my
your children were
adult
younger,
children,
let's say. Okay.
You know,
right.
if I'm not incorporating community somehow, then I'm not staying true to my brand, right? Because this whole thing was started out as a for-profit business with a non-profit vision. And so eventually,
What was your nonprofit vision? Share.
So the goal is to be able to employ folks in the, the needy, community
Okay.
with jobs that might get looked over, right? So let's
Okay.
say you have a person that has a little bit less than perfect background, right?
Okay.
They might apply for one
Like
job.
me, I got a little bit of
Yeah.
a police record.
Yeah, you look like you look like.
I was, but I've been rehabilitated.
I'm just joking, but
No,
yeah.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
joking. I'm joking too.
But no, but there are people that have
they
been
are.
rehabilitated.
Right. Right.
And they go to apply for a job and they just check off that box that says previously incarcerated, and right away they are ignored.
Stigma.
The stigma.
Yep.
But those same people
Right.
will work hard just like anyone else, and sometimes even harder because they appreciate the opportunity, right?
Right.
And so when I went into this, I had been volunteering in the community for about 5 years. And I was in corporate America working. I was a paralegal. 20 years.
Law
Yep.
firm.
Was not expecting to do this, and I was doing all of this community work, and a lot of people tell me, oh, you should start a nonprofit. And I was like, you know what? I don't really know what that looks like, right? And so I'm not gonna get into the long, drawn out story of how I ended up walking away from my 20-year career in one day with no plan of doing this. I had only sold my cheesecakes from 2018 to go on a mission trip.
Right. That was the first time you were selling anything that you made.
I've been making these cheesecakes for 30 years as gifts.
Right,
I would
as
give
gifts.
them to family and friends as well. I would give them to teachers for Teachers Appreciation Day.
Because that's a specialty of yours.
Specialty.
Right. You make.
It was not supposed to be a hustle.
It's very good. It's very.
It better be.
It's damn good. Damn good.
Better be. So, so moving from that, I decided, hey, let's take what one of my passions of, baking, but to keep the love in it, right? The purpose to create those jobs, and eventually this for-profit will feed the nonprofit for job readiness programs, resume writing, all of those things, right? So it'll be twofold. It'll not only be providing jobs for folks that need it, it will also be going over into getting people ready to work, because there are people that have approached me since I've opened the doors. I kid you not, I thought I was gonna need to go on what's those platforms for hiring people? Indeed and all that.
Monster.
And I had they were like, I literally didn't need that. There were so many people walking up to me saying, are you hiring? Are you hiring? There are people out there that are willing to work. So there's not necessarily a need for those platforms for me anyway. Right? But sometimes when they come in, I'm like, okay, so tell me about your background. Do you have a resume? Many of them don't have resumes. Many of them don't know how to write a resume. Many of them have not been on interviews, and I get like kids, college students, high school students, and I'll say, you know what? Give me a resume. And they'll say, well, it's not gonna look like much because, and I'll say, don't even worry about that. I'm trying to prepare you for not just working here, but wherever you go in life, to be able to show.
Create your first resume and hand it off to me. Don't worry about the details, right? And so we're dealing with that on every level, from old to young, right? You have people that don't know how to dress for an interview, all of those things. So the short story of that is, it all ties in. It all works in, right? Okay, so we have some interesting parallels, you and I and Eric.
Really?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. So I got something to share with you. So
I'm gonna take your garbage.
Thank you. No, this is a great story. Okay. So So I'm going to read off the press release for the film that Eric and I are producing. Yes, I'm in the process of writing the script.
Okay.
And
I see you still eating that, Eric. He's like, well, since they're jonesing, I'm gonna just go ahead and dig in.
It's so good. You got to come in here. You know, if you were to put a little dollar amount on those little samples, just so people can try it, I think. Yeah, whatever. It might be a good idea.
I do go out and give samples from now and then. I've been kind of like working solo a lot lately because I'm a little cash poor. But when I first opened, I was doing a lot of samples. And I would have one girl doing flyers, one girl doing samples or whatever. But what you're eating, I didn't get to tell you, is this.
Is that one?
Yeah, so I would normally drizzle.
Let me see. Let's get that on the film. What is this called?
This is the caramel crumb delight. Let me do it right. Jerry.
What are you gonna do?
So if a person were ordering this, they get that, and I pour some lovely.
So that's the crust crumbles on the bottom, then your cheesecake,
and then more crust on the top.
On the top.
And then the caramel and the ginger snap cookie.
Oh my God, that looks amazing. So after you,
I want to eat it.
Now it's ready for sale. I'm buying it.
Oh, okay.
I'm buying it. He's like, buying that one.
He's like, I want that one.
And guess what? His mom and dad ain't gonna get any of it. Because they're gonna get their own.
You want some extra crumbs on there?
Once
make it crunchier?
You might give them a little taste to hook them. And then they'll be running over here later on today.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
So this is the press release.
Okay.
So I credit my past experience co-producing short films with friends that work professionally in the film industry as the seed that spawned my love for filmmaking. I clearly witnessed how producing a film uplifted the spirit of everyone involved.
You want this now?
And Eric's seen that as well. And if you can ask your son the same thing. If you're making any kind of a film, whether it's a short film, full featured, whatever, it doesn't matter. Just there's something about movie magic that just gets everybody excited.
I think it's just anything that has to do with creation.
Yeah, well, yes, exactly. Exactly.
The process, all of that is so important.
Right. But unfortunately, Hollywood had the monopoly on this for quite a while.
Yeah.
So, and we had a thriving independent film industry here in the New York City metro area, especially Manhattan. But I don't know where it's at now. I was on the West Coast for 3 years, but anyway, here to your point about community.
Yeah.
So I clearly witnessed that producing a film uplifted the spirits of everyone involved. I believe pursuits that allow us to engage in creative expression can help individuals develop purpose, joy, and passion, and can even be instrumental in therapeutic programs.
Yeah.
Filmmaking also demands the effective execution of ongoing tasks in a structured process within a team dynamic, which mirrors the work environment in most companies and the military.
Let me get you to
So
That is
we are so in parallel. We're on the same page here because this is about community. And I think with the way things are kind of going out there, and that we don't have to plug into that too much, but I think community is going to be more and more important over the years, and we do have to start kind of looking after each other a bit more.
very much so.
Right.
I think that but like additionally, on the heels of a pandemic where everyone had to be away from community,
Right.
right?
Right.
And you have so many kids, like we were already in this digital age, right? Where everybody was like electronically attached. And then the pandemic kind of like forced kids to be even more dependent on electronics.
Right.
They made friends online more probably than ever before, right? And what I'm noticing, because I have 3 children from 3 different eras, right?
Right.
So I have my oldest who's in the Navy, the youngest son who is an artist, he's a film artist, and then my daughter who's a Gen Zer who actually went through, she's 18, she just went through the pandemic, actually, having to do Zoom school and all that, right?
Yeah.
I feel that it's taken away from
Connection.
the ability to connect and verbally communicate
Right.
without texting